What's up, everyone? Paul here from the Hoops Crew to go through the round 7 nominee for Nuff of the week. And I've normally tried to avoid, well, not even necessarily tried to avoid, but it's kind of worked out so far that I've not had to make the opposition of any given week the target of the Nuff of the week. But this week, there's a few things that could come out of our Geelong and Carlton match that's just been played. But what I want to focus on this week is something that has rightfully been the recipient of some discussion so far. It's Zac Williams. Now, this is the aftermath of Ollie Henry taking a mark against Zac Williams during the recent Carlton v Geelong match, the one where the Cats got up by 13 points in the end. 13? Yeah, something like that. 13 points. And we're going to explore what happened here and some of the conversation that's gone on around it since. So, let's get going. Here's firstly a bit of a look at what happened. So Zac, aftermath, having a bit of a cry, sucking up a storm. Really, he'd make a great Carlton supporter, honestly. It's a good thing he's a player. But sucking up a storm, we see some contact, I should say, is made between him and Ollie Henry. Ollie Henry's arm is outstretched. I have to mute this. It's all distorted, all those sort of things for the sake of monetization and YouTube things and copyright strikes and all that sort of stuff. So bear with me there. But there's your little look at it. And let's kind of, well, I can't frame by frame it, but as close as we can. So, we kind of see Zac Williams change his path. So he's kind of heading across the ground horizontally at one point. Ollie Henry is charging towards the deepest, point of the Geelong forward line, as was basically the case all night because Geelong kind of continued to catch Carlton going the other way. Tyson Stengel, is delivering off to Graham Myers here, more central. And I'm not sure exactly what Zac's intent is at this particular point. It feels like he's kind of stuck in no man's land to begin with, as were a lot of Carlton supporters in these sort of scenarios. Carlton players in these sorts of scenarios. But he deviates from that line as Ollie Henry is kind of charging through to kind of push towards him. Now, Ollie's arm does extend and does, as we can see, and it's hard to really, it's hard to really pinpoint it. I've paused now. That might work a bit better for me. Because it's super low res, it's really hard for us to pinpoint it. But you do see the arm come across the shoulder, neck, potentially. There's contact made for sure. And, there's an argument to be made that umpires, had they been looking, and I don't think there was anyone who could blow the whistle for that sort of call. I don't think there was anyone looking. A few different angles potentially show that the umpires just weren't looking at that part of it. They were looking at who was disposing the ball because, there might be contact after. Not that there's anyone there, but, there might be the possibility of contact after he's disposed of the ball. It could be, you got one umpire that's going to have to turn to look to see where the ball's being disposed to, where Graham Myers ultimately receives it. There's potential reasons to why umpires didn't see it. But the theatrics afterwards are my concern. So we'll kind of let it play out again. So that he flails the arms back and pulls up like he's been shot. And then of course afterwards we see the grab of the eye. Zac. There was nothing that got anywhere near that. And so he's put quite a bit of mayo on it in this particular scenario. And I want to highlight some of the commentary around it, direct from kind of commentary teams, from the most qualified of experts in Jason Dunstall and David King, who doesn't like the Cats. So Kingy's not known to love our lot, but both of them kind of made some fairly astute observations of this moment. Jason Dunstall saying he goes down a bit easily for mine. I don't want to be brutal. Sorry, I don't mean to be brutal about it. While David King, I think, really nails it by saying he played for the free kick and lost. And I think when we're talking about what this means for the game and the state that the game was in, and let's scroll through it because we'll get the scoreline. Oh no, I've cropped that out. Sorry, but it was still a fairly touch and go sort of point within the game at this particular stage. It was for the majority of the game, really. Him deciding to flop rather than push back hard against an opponent allowed Ollie Henry to get a really easy free mark and shot on goal that he ultimately nailed. And so we kind of see, the flop, the arms wave, and here we go. Whoa, no, pulls up like he's been shot. I don't blame any of the other, any other Carlton players for pointing it out. And I would argue that maybe an argument could be made for a free kick. It wasn't given, and I could understand why it wasn't given as well, because he put all this mayo on it. And umpires, we think about Jack Ginnivan and those sort of things. Umpires are mindfully looking out for players who are embellishing contact or seeking out contact to get free kicks. And so when you do it, it's the boy who cried wolf thing. It's gonna happen from time to time where you don't get the call that you think you're entitled to because you took a dive. And that's exactly what Zac Williams did here. So that's that situation. Zac Williams, maybe don't take a dive. I'll take a little moment to offer a drive-by to Carlton supporters this week who've come out on mass to have a chat to me about the game this week after I put a little tweet out suggesting that the commentary around Geelong had been that we hadn't beaten the top team. We've now done that. What do you say now? Apparently that's the cue for Carlton supporters to come out of the woodwork. Not, hey, I'm suggesting that Carlton's a good team and isn't that awesome that we beat them? It's no, the umpires gave you the win. Blah blah blah. Pathetic stuff. It's a good thing there's some amazing blokes out there like Terry, like Pommy. That if you're a Carlton supporter watching this and you're a little bit sour, you don't like me talking about this, and you don't follow what the Blue Abroad guys are doing, go check out their stuff. It's a far more grounded conversation than probably anything that you're having. Terry, Pommy, the whole crew, you're amazing. Keep it up. And I happily work with you guys again, time and time again. Anyway, enough of the week this week. Zac Williams. Congratulations for Carlton. The midfield effort was amazing. Your defensive stocks are depleted at the moment. You put in a great effort to kind of remain kind of close when really a lot was stacked up against you. You had players out. You had others like Zac Williams and Jacob Wittering that were absolutely playing injured. Wasn't the ideal set of circumstances for you. I look forward to going head-to-head with you guys again in about 7 or 8 weeks or whatever it is now. Should be a great contest, and hopefully we get the chocolates again. Hopefully we play a Carlton team that is more fit, and hopefully Geelong kind of remains fit, so we can really kind of go head-to-head and test both teams' mettle at that particular stage. It'll be a really exciting contest. But for now, Zac Williams, you're a flopper. Carlton supporters, grow up. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. Make sure if you haven't already done so, check out all of the Hoops Crew content on YouTube, on socials. We've got daily content. We've got a Patreon there. You can go sign up for that and get 7 days of free early access to go kind of suss it out, see if it's for you, and then potentially commit going forward. Lots of people have been doing that lately. They've been climbing on the bandwagon because we don't want to pump us up too much, but we're doing some pretty cool stuff. So go check that out. Get early access to stuff. Get exclusive access to stuff. It's awesome. And if you can't do that, just thank you so much for being a subscriber and follower of all things Hoops Crew. The growth has been huge so far this year. We're looking to keep it up. You can find me on socials as well, Paul James Games. Cats fans, remain Geelong strong, and I'll see you later.